it's like this, but it's okay. All right. So interview, like shot one, just the start of it. All right. Wow. Okay. Can you state your name for the camera, please?
David Lanthier.
Hi, David Lanthier. How are you doing today?
Wonderful.
Good, good. Can you tell them what is your relationship to me?
Your grandfather.
My grandfather, yep. So I got my grandfather and me here today to sit down and talk to you about an interview about your legacy or just your life in general, and all like the events that happened through it and the stuff that you want to just like talk about. And I had some questions just about like when you were younger, when you were more grown up, and like you now. So I'd like to just ask you those questions. You down?
Cool.
Awesome.
Go for it.
All right, so the first question I had was, what were you like when you were younger?
What was I like when I was younger? I think I was fun-loving. I had a lot of friends. We did a lot of things.
You have any like siblings or something?
Yeah, so particularly sports. We had a park near our home, and we had a very close-knit group from grammar school that we got together all the time and had a lot of games. You played basketball, football, no soccer or tennis, but little golf. And then, of course, as I got a little older, I was quite the ladies' man. Had a number of girlfriends, but that's how I was. I mean, I enjoyed school. Always enjoyed school.
Awesome. So I know that was being young was like kind of a long time ago for you, but like, what differences could you see from then to now, or is it pretty much the same a lot, just with like new like updates?
I think life is a matter of individual, how the individual reacts to a given set of circumstances and conditions in their life, because you can't compare it in time. I mean, I don't think there's any difference other than it's a little bit more. It was a little bit more free to walk down the street and walk to school, but nowadays you got to be a little more cautious. But other than that, friendships and activities and everything, I think they're all the same.
Awesome. So talking about more of your youth, then, when did you join the Navy, and what really made you want to go into that, since that was a part of your life?
Um, well, when I got out of college, you were either drafted or you enlisted, and I wanted to go into the Navy rather than I'd rather swim than crawl in the mud, So I didn't like the idea of the Army or Marines. I liked the Navy, and that was basically my decision because in high school I was on the swim team, and I was a lifeguard, and in Lake Michigan, in Illinois. So water was a good part of my life.
So how long did you serve in the Navy?
I was in for 2 years. That was the enlistment time then. I was 7 months overseas, 1962 to 1964 during the Cuban blockade. I was on an aircraft carrier, the USS Saratoga, and basically was a clerical person on the ship. They called it personnel man.
Okay. And then I guess one of the next questions was like, since you served 2 years, you must have been like a young man at the time. After you got out, did you like start a family, or did you like meet with a girl, or did you already have one? Because I know that you have, like, just for the record, you have 4 children, yes? And so I know that one of them is one set of family and one of them is another set of family.
Right.
When did you start your first family, I guess?
Right when I got out of college. I mean, the Navy, basically the Navy. Mike was born when I was overseas. He was 3 months old when I first saw him. and then Kurt was born later after I got out.
Okay.
So there's about a year and a half between them, something like that.
So what was that like being a father? Like what was that experience for you?
It's cool. I mean, I enjoyed fatherhood. I still enjoy it. um, you know, I think you grow up with your kids. When you're young, you grow up with your children, and I think that can be easy and it can be difficult because it's it's easy in the sense that you enjoy a lot of physical activities and games and outings and sledding or skiing or whatever with the kids when you're younger. It's more difficult in the sense that you're not as mature as you could be when you get older. You're more wise in how to react to life's events. Let's put it that way. And it just one thing that again, you're given a set of circumstances, and no matter when and where that happens, you have to abide in it, and have a strong faith in the Lord, and I think that's really important to have that and raise your family that way.
Awesome. So my next, that was beautiful. So this is gonna kind of be a little bit tough, but
that was tough.
No, that was great. That was great. It's just, the next question is, I think it was a bit of a jump skip, but obviously, I'm my mom's son, but technically you're my mom's stepfather.
Right.
How did that, from you being a father of two, come to meet? I guess essentially, when did you meet my grandmother?
Met her in 1979, I think. I moved to Memphis, and I was a district human resources manager, and one of the facilities that I was responsible for was the Ackerman, Mississippi plant. So I would travel down there meeting with the managers and do training, and also resolve grievances from the union that had problems. So I was kind of a problem solver, and we had a friend, Gus Prohaska, that told me about this Missy Lane, McCulloch Ward, and I wasn't too enthusiastic at first, but as I got to meet Elaine and go out with her a few times, her values and her beliefs were much like mine, and I really fell in love with her. But that was about 1979. We married in 1981, and so the relationship with Angela, your mom, and Scott, I think was it was I tell Elaine it was a package deal. If I took her, I had to take the kids. But I think it went well. I enjoyed Angela's dance and pageantry, and Scott's football, and the sports he was in, and raised him as my own. So I think it's a spiritual thing too. It's a God calling,
Yeah.
Things happen for a reason, and He's in control.
So family seems to be very important to you, and I guess that can lead.
That and cooking.
And cooking, yes. My grandfather is a very, very amazing cook, so that's also something just to know about him. But I guess with the whole family thing, that could lead into I guess the next question where it talks about like, well, you kind of explained it to yourself. What has this new life made for you? Being just like a father to a new family and a woman you love, and to me, honestly, you've been the only grandfather I knew on my mom's side, and you've just been like so loving to me and amazing. Um, so since family is so important to you, is that the most important thing?
Family.
Family, or is there something else that kind of like makes you who you are, or
Yeah. Uh, Priorities in life should be, in our mind, God first, family, and then whatever else. You know, if you have recreation or work or whatever, um, salvation is number one. So it's just a matter of what you believe and how you react to it. Um, but that's my priorities, and I'm sticking to it. You know.
awesome? And I guess speaking of like priorities and stuff, I'm guessing that's what kind of makes you the person you are today. You put those things in your everyday life, and that just guides you along because you said you really are like faith based, a big time on your actions and your decisions. So that's just really good to hear. And I guess that could go into one of our final questions at the end of this is when you pass, what do you want your legacy to be?
When I pass what?
Um,
You mean when I die?
yes, when you, I don't know, I was trying to be nice about it, but yes, I guess when you are gone, since you are such a good man and you've lived this great life, what do you want essentially people to say about your legacy?
Um, you love the Lord.
Love the Lord. Awesome. Well, thank you
And,
again.
and a good family.
And a good family, yes.
That's right. And a good cook.
And a good cook. Yeah, I could think that like if someone asked me a question about you about what I would say, I'd just say he was always a caring man who cared for his family and always lived by the word of God to just be nice to them. And it always like kind of made me like you were like a role model to me in some sorts where you just kind of helped me be the person I am today, with such just like respect I have for you and love and all that. And I think that's just been great. So I'll definitely just think that like if I'm a part of your legacy, I think I'll be very happy about that.
Well, thanks, Cooper.
I didn't think it'd be turning up, but that's great. That's awesome. Yeah.
You make us all cry.
Yeah, we have an audience behind us too, and they're all kind of like tearing up a bit. But just thank you. I was happy to have this interview with you, and though I knew some things about you, this was good to just other people to know about who David Lanthier was and what impact he has on people. So just thank you, man.
Well, I'm still here.
Yeah. No, of course.
He said was.